NBC4 News at 4 starts now.
And so we begin at 4 o'clock today with Donald Trump's impending return to the White House. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Lolita Lopez. The president-elect naming new members to his second administration, including former ICE Director Tom Homan. He was announced as the border czar for the Trump administration. He was a supporter of Trump's controversial zero-tolerance policy, which led to thousands of families being separated at the southern border. Stephen Miller is expected to return to the White House for President-elect Trump's second administration. He will reportedly be named as Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. Miller has been a leading advocate for a more restrictive immigration policy. He also previously worked for President Trump, both as director of speechwriting and as a senior advisor during President Trump's first term.
Now, one community especially concerned about the immigration changes is DACA. California is home to the most DACA recipients in the country. 1 in 4 lives here. They were brought to the U.S. as children and allowed to stay and work under the Obama-era program. NBC4's McCullough Medina talked with some of them about their future. Mac?
Well, Colleen, their future has always been in limbo. DACA, you might remember, was nearly killed by the Trump administration during his first term. And now many of these recipients, as well as lawyers, DACA recipients who once were called dreamers or still called dreamers, fear that this could mean the end of their dream to become American citizens.
And then I got a text message from my mom saying, "Mija, no van a quitar el DACA." And when she said that on the message, I wanted to cry.
This was Amelia Gallardo back in 2020 when the U.S. Supreme Court saved DACA from President Trump's first attempt to kill the program.
I'm undocumented and I'm afraid of what the future it set out for me.
This is her today, 4 years later, now 25, a college graduate working for a nonprofit, worried that this time DACA's days are numbered.
I feel like there's a lot more fear. We don't know what's going to happen.
That fear brought over 100 protesters to downtown LA today to speak out against the threats of mass deportations from the incoming administration. For DACA recipients, more than 500,000 in the U.S. today, threats to eliminate the program that has allowed them to legally work and thrive in the U.S. since Obama's administration has given them a whole new level of anxiety about the future.
What am I going to do if it ends? Do I stay here?
We met Eric Bautista last year as he traveled back to Mexico on an advanced parole program that lets recipients visit their birth country. It was his first time back in Mexico since being brought to the U.S. as a child. He grew up in the Inland Empire and is now a history teacher.
Potentially, I'll be able to work until my permit ends, but after that, there won't be a way that I could continue to work as a teacher.
I do believe that DACA is absolutely threatened under this incoming administration.
Immigration attorney Gustavo Mora says DACA recipients need legal help fast. If DACA ends, he says many recipients might qualify for other programs that could keep them in the country.
It's not a guarantee that they'll be eligible, but that's the importance of speaking to an immigration attorney so that you could see what options you do have available.
Whatever happens has to happen, and I have to keep looking forward and keep working.
Both Emiliana and also Eric live in these mixed households. Some of their family are documented, some of their family are undocumented, some of their family are U.S. citizens. They could be ripped apart if DACA is dissolved, but we don't know exactly if or when that might happen. We're still waiting to hear exactly what the new incoming administration plans to do. In Long Beach, I'm McCullough Medina, NBC4 News.
All right, McCullough, thank you so much for that. The mountain fire is now 36% contained and over 20,000 acres have burned days after it destroyed dozens of homes in Ventura County. Several agencies are now stepping up with resources to help families in need. NBC4's Alex Rozier joins us live from Camarillo to show us what people can expect. Alex.
Lolita, when you drive down Cerro Crest Drive, you'll see many homes like this one that have burned to the ground. But as families start over, there are several groups that are stepping up and helping out as they begin what will be a long process. Nearly a week after the mountain fire destroyed dozens of homes in Camarillo, families are starting to move forward.
We're going to be staying with our family for a while until we figure out what we're going to do.
One side of Vicki Harrison's house burned in the fire last week.
We drove into the neighborhood not knowing if our house was going to be there or not.
But now she knows, even with some damage, she's one of the lucky ones.
I don't know if there's any words that you can give to someone who's lost their home or anything that you can say to them that can make it feel better.
Thank you. So many in this community have shifted their focus to helping those in need.
As an agency, we're working really hard to